Routine, where I teach you how to master your hustle. As you can see, I've changed the setup a little bit today. I'm going to show you some physical KDP books that I have created. I have ordered myself, because in this game of passive income, online income, print on demand, all of that, I like to order my products myself. Not all of them, but I like to order some of them just to see how the quality is, what the customer is actually getting, so that I can make the needed adjustments if I need to, because I do not want unhappy customers. At the end of the day, I could just throw some products up there, but I have some brands out there, and I like those brands to represent a certain thing, and if they're not represented correctly, that's going to look bad on me and my brand, and I don't want that, and I don't want that for you all. So I'm just going to show you some of the books that I've created, talk to you about dimensions, and answer a few of the questions that I have received in some of my previous videos. So, like I said, I like to ramble, so this gives me an excuse to kind of do that. If you hear in the background, I have a 2-year-old. He's listening to some Sesame Street right now, so I may have to get up and down a few times, but bear with me. I am a mom. This is what mainly this channel is geared towards. Single moms, stay-at-home moms who have a family life but want to create their own, want to make their own money, want to build their own brand, want to build their own business. And I am doing my best to show you all how to do that. You guys too. You guys can take the information that I give and apply it to yourself as well. But I'm mainly talking to the mamas out there. So let's get started. First, I have this notebook. Now this one, it's a 6x9 simple notebook. That's what I started off with. I started off with plain old simple line journals. And that, to this day, they still sell daily. It's because I took the time and I designed my covers. I don't just throw something on the page. I like to incorporate colors that are cohesive with each other. I like things to look nice, and like I told you before, I like bold, I like loud, I like a lot of color. So that's what I got with this one. I did the cover. This is, like I said, a 6x9. I think this is 120 pages. I have my old logo on the back of this, and it's a wide rule, simple, plain notebook. No frills, no bells, no whistles, just line pages. And people still buy these notebooks. This one has sold a few times. It is not one of my biggest sellers. I'm not on here to show you the biggest sellers. I'm on here to show you what I've created. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This here also was made with KDP, and it is one of my fiction books. I wrote this book I think in 2015. I was actually signed to a publisher. I wrote this book. Some things happened. I was able to get my book back in my hands and do what I wanted with it. So I went to KDP and I actually created my own book. It's not the best. The margins to me could have been a little better, but I did it on my own just to see that I could. And I created a fiction book through KDP. See here how that's a little off to the right. Now I can see that. Back then I didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing it. But I'm proud of this. This is not my first novel, but this is my first book that is physical. I have a lot of ebooks, but this is my first physical book. So you can create your own physical books, your fiction books, your nonfiction books. You can do that with KDP. And yeah, on to the next. This is also another plain line journal. Nothing special, but what sells these notebooks is the cover. And as you can see, I created this background. This is simply right here I used the this maroon color, and then I used another graphic I put up here, and then I put it down here. Placed this lovely young lady here and put a cute quote here. And this was a big seller in, I want to say 2020. I was selling 3 and 4 of these a day for a long time, and it still sells. It's not as popular as it was, but this one I wanted to show you because it's not a glossy cover. I made it a matte color, and if you can see right here, I got this like this. Whoever works at Amazon, who was ever handling and packaging, their handprint is left here. So if you're leery, you're weary, whatever the word is, of getting handprints on these books, the matte covers will pick up a handprint, and you cannot really wipe it off. I've tried, and I don't want to mess up the cover because I buy my notebooks and I use them sometimes, but they're so pretty I don't want to use them. So this is one that I have not used, but it has that handprint on it, and I hate that. I may order another one, and hopefully it doesn't have the handprint, but I wanted to show you all that. I also have the back is just a plain black background, and black, if you make a cover that is black, that's where you see all these yucky handprints. I don't like that. But the front is only, I can only see it really, this part here. But on to the next. This is another matte cover. The cover is not messed up, thankfully. And I simply put a quote over it, over these 3 young ladies. I grouped these ladies together, put a cute background, cute quote. And this was a big seller. I told you the little one will be making his appearance, and here he is. But yeah, this is a simple plain notebook. It's pretty. People do buy these notebooks. I did use this one. Okay. Yes, this was a big seller in 2020, 2021. This is another one. This is a glossy cover, and I want to show you. This sold. I had this book set at it was at least $10. I can't remember what the exact price was, but as you can see, this is a humongous notebook. People like humongous notebooks. This is a plain notebook, nothing in it but line pages, and it's 300, I want to say 300 pages. Amazon actually put it on sale themselves. They do that from time to time. They will run sales on your KDP books. I'm not sure if they notify you or not. I don't think I've ever gotten a notification that they were going to change the price, but they do not change the royalty that they give you. So you don't have to worry about if they're putting your books on sale, are they cutting your royalty? No, they give you the royalty that you would get if it was being sold for the price that you have already set it for. So this book was selling like crazy this Christmas. I had no idea. I was just getting, every day I would get 2 and 3 sales of this book every day. And I went on Amazon to see what the ranking was for it, and it was doing pretty good. And then I looked a little bit closer and noticed that it was at least 50% off. It might have been over 50% off. And it was selling like crazy. So people do like these crazy notebooks. I threw, I think, 3 or 4 out there. And this one, because of that traction, that the sale that KDP gave me, is still selling to this day. It's not a bestseller at all right now, but it is still selling. So sometimes you got to think outside the box and just throw some weird crap out there. And you know, like I know, it's a lot of different types of people out there who like different things. And this is a big ass notebook. Sorry, YouTube, I cuss a little bit. But this is a big notebook. It's heavy as hell, and it sells. Nothing but blank line pages. On to the next. Now, this was my biggest seller in 2020. This book sold, I bullshit you not, it was still selling way past June, July. it kind of boggles my mind why people buy planners over halfway in the year if it's only a 1-year planner, but they were doing it. I was so proud of this book because this was the first low content book that I created that had a little bit more content in it. And like I said, it's a planner. I used Tangent templates to get these calendars, and then I use Canva for this weekly plans, and then I put a little quote page, and I put the notes page. And in my some of my reviews for this, people appreciate that I have places for them to write notes at the end of each month. And that's what I like about a planner. I like to take notes, and sometimes these little boxes are not enough. Sometimes we're doing a little bit more and we need some extra space to write it out. Then I also just put this as a decorative accent page. And then after that, you just rinse and repeat. It's the same thing. The only thing different in here is the quote pages. Different quote. But this was a big seller in 2020. So there's my logo. Create your logos, guys. If you're serious about this, create a logo. It's not hard to do. Canva. If you want a video, you know I got you. But this was 2020, so I had to do it again. 2023, and she is selling a little bit. She's not as popular right now. It may pick up, it may not. But this is another planner. I kind of amped it up a little bit, made it a little bit more fancy. And the difference between this one and the other one, this is a 8 by 10. This is a 8.5 by 11. And I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. But yeah, I have my 2023 calendar. And I have the whole calendar. I started in December because sometimes people buy planners early, so I just put December on there for last year. We have the weekly plans. There's a weekly spread for each week of the month. And then I put my quote. I like my quotes. People love the quote. And then I have a note page. And there we go with the accent page, just for a little decoration. And that's it. This picture of my baby. But yeah, and I've changed my logo since. So this is my new logo for my KDP books. If you all are interested in any of this, I'll link it down below. I'd appreciate it. Okay, coloring books. I am venturing out into coloring books. I started last year. I'm very interested in the journey of getting into coloring books. And as you all have seen, I am using the AI tools that we have available towards us. CF Spark is what I'm using mostly. And I use Chat GPT for a few things, but as of now, they don't do the text to image. That's only text. So for my coloring books, this coloring book, The Beauty of Albinism, if you all can't tell, I am an African-American woman, but I have albinism. So this is near and dear to my heart. As of yesterday, I took this book off the shelf. I ordered it for myself, and I was not happy with it. I am new to grayscale coloring, and the color ability of these pages I didn't really like it. This was just a sample page for me to color on. I'm not feeling this at all. I have some brush markers that I used. This looks a mess right now. I'm going to get some color pencils and I'm going to use them and see if the color payoff is what I'm looking for before I rule this book out completely. But like I said, I wasn't happy with it. So I took it down because I don't want my customers to be unhappy. I want them to get what they pay for. And like I said, I'm new to grayscale, so I want to color on it myself to make sure that they're getting the best product that I can give them. The pictures are gorgeous, but it's just so gray that I think I need to, I'll show you on the next book what I want to be the outcome of the pictures. But this here, as of now, it's a no for me. The paper is great. The images look great. It's just, I don't like the color. I don't like, it's too much gray for me. It's too much gray. I know grayscale is gray, but like I said, I've got to get the color pencils and see what they're going to give me before I roll this completely out. But right now it's a no, so I took her down. But I love her just the same because she means something to me. I'm serious about showcasing albinism. That's my life's work. After being a great mother, I am a great advocate for albinism and putting out some awareness for people like me. There are people of all races who have albinism, and I don't want it to be seen as a negative thing. I'm not going to get into a whole rant about that because this is not what this video is about, but I'm just saying, sometimes you have to be passionate about things, and I put this book out as a passion project for myself. So, on to the next. This is my new baby. This is my new baby. This is African American Faces, the Generations edition. I have a couple other editions. This is an adult coloring book. That's all I'm doing right now, adult coloring books. And all of the photos are from Creative Spark. I gave you all the prompt to use if you want images like these. Changed it up a little. I changed up the prompt a little bit to go with this book, but I want to show you the outcome and what I got. I'm in love with. This is how I want the images to look in my albinism book. This here, I use the color image for the cover. This is beautiful. And like I said, this is a Generations book. So I thought it would be a little bit different to put an elderly face on my cover. Like I said, I like bold. I like things to pop. So this is what I came up with. This is beautiful to me. My mother saw this yesterday and she wants it. And my niece wants it. And I'm pretty sure when my sister sees it, she's going to want it. She doesn't color, but I'm pretty sure she's going to want it. But I'm just going to do a little flip through with this. This is an 8.5 by 11. The biggest size. Well, not the biggest size, but this is the big size for coloring books. It's an adult grayscale coloring book. Look at this. This is gorgeous. And you say gorgeous? I can. She can. This is beautiful to me. Let me make sure that the camera is getting everything, because I don't want you all to miss anything with this. But this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. See here, I started on this yesterday. I just had to. This was calling me and I had to. I ordered some gel pens. And they are gorgeous. But like I said, I want some color pencils. I'm not going to touch her face until I get some artist level coloring pencils. But for these white parts that are not really grayscale, I ordered this set from Amazon. Oh my God, I'm in love. I'm in love. Coloring has been a big part of my life. And I'm expanding that hobby just for a little extra me time, something for myself. And creating these coloring books has awakened something in my spirit. So yes, this is beautiful. Now the dimensions, like I said, this is an 8.5 by 11, but I have bleed, meaning the picture goes all the way here, so you have to change your dimensions. Someone asked me about dimensions. So if you are going to use bleed, your dimensions are 8.5 by 11, you're going to change that to 8.625 by 11.25. That is the dimensions that it has to be to have bleed. 8.625 by 11.25. And you can go to Tangent Templates if you're having trouble with figuring out the size of your covers and your pages and everything. I think I'll show a video sometime to show you all how to exactly do that. And Amazon also has a cover creator and a interior dimensions help as well. But I just use Tangent Templates. I paid for it, so that's what I do. Let's continue to look at these beautiful babies. Like I said, this is a generations book, so I started off. So my camera died, so I'm not sure where I stopped it talking about this book, but this is my favorite. The grayscale came out so good. I'm gonna get some color pencils. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm waiting on some color pencils. I want some high-level artist grade color pencils to see how good this is. But even if the color pencils, I believe color will look good on this, but don't quote me on that. Don't take my word for it until I show you. I'll show you all. But these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If I didn't say it or if it got cut off, the dimensions are, this is an 8.5 by 11. You have to add bleed if you're going to do your pages like this. If you're going to go from edge to edge instead of putting a border. And you're making an 8.5 by 11. You make your dimensions 8.625 by 11.25 so that KDP will accept it. Look at this. This is beautiful. I did one-sided pages. This book is 122 pages. I made it a little bigger than the other two that I have out. Look at this. There's so much potential with these pages. I can already see it. It's just gorgeous. So, CF Spark. CF Spark is who I have to thank. Like I said, that prompt that I gave you all, use that prompt, add in your own words to that prompt, and you should get some good stuff. I have another different thing that I'm working on, and oh my god, when I tell you the images for that one, you think these look good, those are, oh my god. So if everything comes out the way that my fingers are crossed that they will, I'll show you all. But look at this. These images are so beautiful. And like I said, this is a generations book. So I started off with the kids, and now these are older, like young adult, middle-aged women here. And at the end of the book, I even have the older generation. Look at that. The detail in her face. I can't wait to get my hands on those color pencils and just give grandma some zhuzh to her life. Just beautiful. It just makes me feel so good looking at this. And I know that, like we say, that everybody is doing this, but when you put your own spin on things and you make stuff your own, there's no telling what you can do. And on the back, this is how I get around using A+ content. Right now, I'm not using A+ content because it's just I've looked at videos of how to do it, but I just haven't put it into my routine. I'm kind of robotic right now. I have a set way to do things, and it's working for me. So until I start using A+ content, I'm going to do like this. On my coloring books, on the back of them, I put a few of the images that are inside the book, just so they can see it. When you look at, when you go on KDP, or Amazon rather, when you click on the cover, you can see the front and the back cover, so they'll be able to see that. And also they'll be able to look inside and see a couple of the images too. But I'll get into A+ content on a later date. It's not really my main focus right now. I'm trying to get these books out. And once I get all the books out that I have in my head, because I got a lot of ideas in my head, I'm trying to get all of this out before I've got a deadline to put out 20 different coloring books, different niches, different themes. I'm trying to do that all by summer. So I think I can do it, but I don't want to add anything to my plate, take anything away. I want things to keep going steady, because this year started off, it's been going pretty good for me. KDP it's been interesting, to say the least, but it's been good so far this year. This year has been pretty good. I know this is a slow time, but I have some books that are geared towards Valentine's Day. We know that just passed. Those books did pretty good. I have a couple of my books that they do major sales with expanded distribution. Now, I haven't really done a lot of research on who all gets our expanded distribution books, but I have a few books that every month, that's where they go to. So that's doing pretty good. And I'm just trying to make 2023 the best year that I can. I want it to be better than the previous years. And I see potential with KDP to do even more than what I'm doing now. I've got so many ideas in my head. I've also, like I showed you earlier, the fiction book I have, I'm also doing Kindle Vella. So if you want some videos about Kindle Vella, or you want to know more about Kindle Vella, let me know down in the comments. But this is going to be all, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Let me know where you all are watching from. That's something I want to know. Where are you watching from? I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and be blessed.